This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, friends. John Solberg here, your host for the best moments. I almost forgot who I was. I know who I was, but I almost forgot what I was. I'm the host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. I have been for 392 episodes as of this one, and I'm very proud of that. I'm also very proud that this show is brought to you by Green Mountain Grills. For 17 years, Green Mountain Grills has brought the smoke to the competition scenes backyards all over the world. Their Venturi-style firebox delivers the cleanest 150-degree smoke in the pellet game. Their newly redesigned 2025 Prime 2.0 grills blend the proven technology of the past with the technology of the future. Green Mountain Grills is the original innovator of all things Wi-Fi and continues to give their user granular options to control their grills in any environment from anywhere. Green Mountain Grills also leads the pack and accessories. From their pizza oven attachments that deliver pizza in 2 minutes, they got rotisseries, they got side burners, they got stuff. Check out the new 2.0 Green Mountain Grills at greenmountaingrills.com. That's greenmountaingrills.com. And let's just jump right into this show.
I love it when it goes like...
John Dawson weighing in saying he's watching me over 4G on his droid. John Mansgate. All right, my first guest owns the very popular Martin's Barbecue joint. If you are in Nolensville, Tennessee, and you have a hankering for some real pit barbecue, you don't want to miss this place. Let's head over to the hotline. A guy I've been looking to talk barbecue with for some time now. Let's welcome in Patrick Martin to the show. Patrick, how are you, buddy?
I'm all right, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I'm absolutely doing... Man, I'll tell you, I don't know where it is down there temperature-wise. It is the breath of hell up in here, Seatown.
Where are you at?
Cleveland.
Oh, really? Well, it's that's air conditioning for us, man.
Oh, I'm telling you,
it's that hot. It's that hot 10 months out of the year down here, brother.
87 at 9 o'clock at night is a little too sticky for my comfort, but nevertheless, lots to get to tonight, Patrick. And I guess before we get into the restaurant and all that stuff, maybe a little background about yourself and kind of how you got into barbecue prior to the business.
Well, I had at an early age, my dad and my grandfathers and all that weren't barbecue guys, but they grilled a lot, and they were very specific about it. We never owned a gas grill, we never had any lighter fluid, and my friends' dads would they would get gas grills, and I looked at my dad, and I'll never forget one time I was like, Dad, Bill Long's dad just got a gas grill. Why are we? He had the charcoal chimney and all that, and it's like, why don't we just get a gas grill? And I was probably about 14, and he was like, because we do it this way, and it just resonated. And so I bought my first grilling book when I was, I think, probably in the 9th grade, so that would be 86. And it was Chris Schlesinger's and Doc Willoughby's book called The Thrill of the Grill.
Yep.
And I wanted to try to grill everything in that book and learn as much. I was just, enamored by it. And in there, Chris is from Virginia, and in there he talks a little bit about barbecue, and his dad would cook whole hogs and stuff. And we're from Northeast Mississippi, and I went up to a little school about 45 minutes north. We're about 5 miles from the Tennessee line, and to try to walk on to play basketball. I wasn't good enough for a scholarship, but the coach at least said, hey, I'd love to look at you, come on up. And so I went up there, and I wasn't good enough. But unbeknownst to me, West Tennessee, and I'm not talking about Memphis, I'm talking about basically from the Shelby County line to almost to Nashville, is known for whole hog barbecue. And I spent 4 years, man, just hanging around those pits and never really worked and got a paycheck, but I would go down there and study with those old pitmasters and stay up all night with them. And I was a finance econ guy, and my dad was a government bond trader, and I just had it in my mind I was going to go trade bonds and make a lot of money one day. When I turned about 50, I was going to go open up a restaurant or do something, and didn't quite turn out that way. I just kept cooking, and I did go and trade bonds and took that career, but I got into barbecue a little bit sooner rather than I had planned. A little bit different path.
I guess at what point did you decide to verge from the bonds and stuff and get into the barbecue business full time?
Well, I had I'd gotten married, and it was 5 years. We were young, and I got her pregnant actually, and she had a miscarriage a couple weeks before we got married, and we went ahead and got married anyway. It's one of those classic stories. We'd already gotten gifts and didn't want to send the gifts back and all that stuff, and so. She was a songwriter, and we had moved to Charlotte I'd gone to work at Nations Bank, and she was a songwriter with Sony Tree, and so we were constantly trying to get back to Nashville, and I loved Nashville, loved it, and so we finally got back, and I went to work with a couple other firms, one in Memphis, and then finally in Nashville, and then we got divorced. She traded me in, and I didn't want to leave Nashville, so I didn't work for a couple months, and then I started landscaping and doing grade work, like finished grade work for new homes. And about 5 years later, man, the money was good. It wasn't awesome, but it was actually pretty good. And I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. And I was cooking this whole time, and and not just barbecuing. I mean, really trying to, one of those guys. I wish I'd gone to culinary school and knew at least the classic techniques of cooking. So I was that was my hobby. And I was just one of those guys, I'd cook. I was always the guy that cooked for my friends. It's all, everybody, everybody does that, who's in our world, as a hobbyist. And I was the dumbass that actually took everybody's advice and went out, and they were like, man, you should open up a barbecue place, and slapped me on the back. And I'm the guy that actually went out there and did it. And one morning, my guys flipped a trailer with a Bobcat, some equipment on it. And I had since gotten remarried, and I had an 8-month-old son. I met with the insurance adjuster, and I was done with him by 10:30. And I went down to this little Mexican place in a little town close to where I lived, which is actually Nolensville. And it was about 10 after 11, and all the chairs were still on the tables. The place hadn't been opened up, and it's above a mechanic shop. I went down to the mechanic. I was like, man, are these dudes opening up? Well, what are they doing? He's like, well, they're 3 months behind on their rent, and we evicted them, and, so they're not going to open up. And I was like, well, what are you going to do? And he was like, well, we're going to find another restaurant. And I was like, man, I'll take it. I cook barbecue, and I'll do it. And it happened literally just like that. And I remember wishing he would hurry up and shut up so I would leave, because I was afraid I was going to change my mind. But it was one of those things where I think emotionally I needed to jump off the diving board, and that day I did. No doubt.
Isn't there, one of 758 million different professions that you could have jumped off the diving board with? Because when you look at restaurants, barbecue, Mexican, you name it, they have to be one of the most loser businesses in the first, month to a year. That's a huge gamble to take given your station.
Go learn some more from Patrick over at the BBQCentralShow.com. Link in today's show notes is going to take you to this complete episode. While you're there, look around. Find a show that you want me to cut up for you. Drop me an email, John at the BBQCentralShow.com. I love to hear from you. Good or bad, send it over. And until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I am your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.